Hey everyone, welcome back to How to Be a Poser. Today we're going to show you how you can use multiple costume changes to tell stories not just from the source material, but also from your own head. To do that, we'll be using the Hot Toys Luke Skywalker Deluxe 6-scale figure. Let's get started. All right, here he is at long last. I've been looking forward to this moment for a long time. Luke Skywalker from The Last Jedi by Hot Toys. This deluxe version of the figure includes several accessories that aren't available with the regular version, including this lightning rod that he uses to battle Rey later in the movie, this orange backpack, and an open-winged Porg. Really looking forward to seeing what this figure can do for me, so let's get started. All right, here he is, Luke Skywalker from The Last Jedi. I've been pretty excited about this figure for a long time now, mostly because I just really dig all these accessories, and looking at them right here, it does look a little bit daunting. It's hard to decide which ones to go with, so I'm going to choose to go with all of them. The first thing we want to do is get this shoulder bag onto him, and I'm going to start to make that happen by pulling this coat ever so gently off of Luke. Just check out how thin that fabric is. So if you're not careful, you might tear it. So I would just be really gentle when you're pulling it off. Let's raise that arm up. Now these bags, you can see as I'm holding this, the way that strap curves up, that indicates that this is probably not an omnidirectional bag. You want to just pull it over this way so that curve is forcing the bag to rest flush against Luke's side. Let's pull that hood through and give it a little bit of a gentle tug just to make it look like it's draping nicely. Lower that arm down. Make sure that the fabric is not twisted. Now it's time to put this jacket back on him. Okay, look how well that holds up. That's kind of nice. One sleeve at a time, just like it was your own coat. Okay, got that on. And got this one on. Just as gently as you were when you were taking it off, just exercise the same degree of caution when you're putting it back on. Watching this seam here, that's kind of where we want it draping naturally over the shoulder and falling off the shoulder and along the arm. And then get that hood back where it's supposed to be. Make sure this is flush. There we go. It's in there. You can't see it, but we know that it's there. Okay, so I'm going to try something. I want to implement this backpack, but I know that we're not gonna want to put it over the poncho. So I'm gonna see just how much the poncho will fall over the backpack. And to do that, we need to take the head off Luke. I'm gonna drop this, just doing a test, I'm gonna drop this poncho over Luke and see if it covers up his orange backpack. Yeah, it does. I think I'm gonna like how that looks, so I'm gonna move forward with putting this backpack onto Luke, and I'm gonna do it with headless Luke rather than put the head back on him after our test. And here's strap number 1 and strap number 2. Kind of have to do this simultaneously, pulling the straps up. One at a time, you're going to get one up there and then find that it's too tight and you're not going to be able to get the other strap to go over the hand. That's up far enough where I'm comfortable lowering those arms. Once I've got it that far up, then very gently get that strap over the shoulder. There's a little tool set, and there's a very specific way that these things are supposed to go on. You probably can't see it, but I'm totally cheating right now and using this little guide. So this little guy right here is supposed to go into the first strap right there. All right, and then this guy right there, in there. Oh, I lost my grip. Get a grip, Terry. In retrospect, I kind of wish that I put these things in there before I put the backpack on him. So maybe that's something you'll want to consider if you choose to use all these toys on your own. This really long screwdriver looking guy here goes down in this one. So let's flip our headless Skywalker around. 3 straps are down there at the bottom. First one is this other screwdriver looking dude with a bent tip. It says that it goes with the button end down. Kind of looks like a cross between a screwdriver and a butane torch. All right, this is nice and snug. That gives me a lot of faith, because the alternative would be the potential that these things would fall out. But I think that's going to hold in there quite nicely. Okay, that's done. Just like that. And the other thing that they tell you to do is to take his walking stick and shove it to the top straps up here. But I think I'm actually going to have him holding the walking stick. So I'm going to keep that out for now. Let's take this poncho, short into the front, I'd imagine, and drape it over him. Okay, so these straps are going to go on the right side of Luke's chest. Pull that down until you can just see the hole for his neck. Bring back the head. Nice and snug. Okay, good. Holding that head down while you play with the hair. Get the hair, make sure the hair is all the way out. Kind of pull it down so we've got a little bit more of his neck showing. I'm going to bring in the stand for a second while I make a couple selections. I'm just trying to determine which hand is best used for his walking stick. Yeah, this is the hand that you would use for when he's using the lightning rod to battle Rey. I'm going to pull this out, put the peg onto the walking stick hand, and I'm just going to go ahead and put the walking stick in the hand before I put it into his wrist peg. Bend that arm up. That is really a really snug keyhole for that wrist peg there. Yeah, that hood that's underneath this poncho needs to be pulled through that hood, that head as well, and I completely forgot to do that. So I'm going to undo what I've done. Reach in, grab the hood, pull it out. That's going to have the added benefit of allowing you to pull that, I think, to pull that poncho down a little bit more and expose a little bit more of Luke's neck. Drop that head back down there. Awesome. For this pose, I think I'm going to implement that hood. Of all the hoods that I've played with on all the 6-scaled figures, this is the one I think that falls the most naturally. The fact that there's hair underneath there, it just seems to be negated by a combination of the downscaled fabric and just the way that it falls. There's a nice wire in there allowing you to sort of fake the effects of gravity on actual cloth. And this is going to be an awesome old swordsman sort of a pose. Well, right now I'm just kind of tweaking the body a little bit and just trying to give the impression that he's standing on top of a mountain. So I'm going to move his hand down onto this pleated grip and just have him holding that walking stick. All right, I'm going to rotate the torso a little bit towards me. Yeah, he's got kind of a business face here, so I'm going to keep that head tilted down. And again, he's leading with that staff. Let's just bring that hand up and have him sort of holding onto the strap of his shoulder bag there. What if this hand would work better for that? It actually would. So I'm going to pop this out. So let's get that lightsaber hand onto him, and then let's see how flexible that thing is. It's pretty tight, to be honest. Be really careful. I don't wonder if anybody can even see what I'm doing here. And I've knocked his head loose. There we go. Be really careful when you're pulling the sleeve back down to cover the glove, because you don't want to accidentally pull it loose. All right, so I'm going to pull this up. To make this more natural, I'm going to pull his arm back, bend this hand up, then while holding the hand, tug that through it. Try to get that hand as close to his chest as possible while pulling this down. This is the part where we have to really start messing with, well, everything really, the entire costume. So just keep pulling, gently tugging, draping. Let's pull that thing around. Again, I want the impression that the wind has whipped this cloak so that we can expose that backpack a little bit. Because when this is on display, you want people to be like, oh my God, look at the little backpack back there. That's so cool. And you know that you have a friend or family member who's going to say that exact same thing. I'm using this little box right here to kind of hook the fabric of the poncho. Just kind of work it so that it falls as naturally as possible over him. I'm going to rotate his arm back just a little bit here so that it gives the impression that he's kind of sticking his chest out. Try not to let this walking stick be parallel to the ground. Just have it, see how I've got it just kind of pointing downwards a little bit there? And I'm going to turn his head just a little bit more this way, ever so slightly. Just enough chaos going on with this cloak that it looks like it's being whipped by the wind. Yeah, I dig it. This figure depicts the hero of the original Star Wars saga at a time of crisis. He's given up. He's moved away from everything, isolated himself, and hopes that he can do no more harm to the galaxy or his loved ones. It's a classic take on a mythological trope brought into the Star Wars universe in a very effective way. This figure successfully encapsulates all those qualities.
Hey, did you like that video? Be sure to subscribe by clicking the S icon on your screen and click that bell icon to be notified whenever a new video is posted. If you'd like more info on the items featured in this video, click the link provided under Product Info. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to let your geek side show.